Hello and welcome back to Premier League Predictions. It's game week 25 of the 23-24 Premier League season, and once again we're here with our predictions for another game week of exciting Premier League action. I don't think there's a lot to get into before today's game, so shall we just get right into it?
100%.
All right, let's start on the Saturday, the early morning kickoff. Gandhi says another back the early kickoff, but will we? It's Brentford versus Liverpool. I think it's been an interesting game. Brentford, they have been very up and down this season, but they've finally got their talisman back now in Ivan Toney, and he's been pretty good since he returned from suspension. And Liverpool, well, they've got a bit of a cobbled together side at times this season, but at the moment it's only Mohamed Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold missing from their starting 11, so they should be fairly strong. They are right up there for the Premier League title. It's a difficult away tie. Brentford are going to give it a good go, but you'd expect Liverpool to win, right?
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool are expecting to keep this title charge on. This is kind of very good momentum that they've got going at the moment. Brentford...
They need to bounce back as well from the Arsenal game.
Exactly, but they've got Toney. That's about it. So I will go for a Liverpool.
There's a list coming there.
No.
Ready on?
Maybe. I will go Liverpool 2, Brentford 1. Slim win for Liverpool, but it will be enough. I think Liverpool take the lead through Nunes, an equaliser from Toney, and it'll be a penalty. And then Liverpool will get a winner through Luis Diaz.
Fair enough. I think Liverpool are going to be out with a vengeance, and I think they will strike 5. Brentford 0, Liverpool 5. Now, this is a bit uncharacteristic for Brentford, but I don't think Brentford have been very characteristic of what we've seen over the last few seasons. They've not really been that defensively solid. They've not really provided many upsets. When I think of Brentford, I think back to those results against Manchester City last season, where they put up a great fight. They took them all the way. At the end of the season, they even beat them. I haven't seen that this season. They seem a really real shadow of their former selves, and I think they'll get battered here by a Liverpool side who desperately need a big victory. I will say Mohamed Salah, not Mohamed Salah, he's injured. Diego Jota brace. I will then go for a Darwin Núñez goal, a Conor Bradley goal, because I think he will start in place of injured Trent, and then I will go for a Curtis Jones goal. Not known for his goals in the past seasons, but he's been got a lot more goals and assists this season. Definitely added that to his game this year. Up next, in the first of 5 3 o'clock kickoffs, it is Burnley versus Arsenal. Two sides who are very much at polar opposite ends of the Premier League table. Burnley are staving off relegation, and not bravely at the moment, because they're struggling. They're struggling big time. They need some results. This game at home, could that be the opportunity to turn their fortunes around? As for Arsenal, well, they're riding the high of beating Liverpool, and they're playing really well at the moment, Arsenal. They're one of the sides that are definitely in the Premier League title fight. They're definitely still in with a shot of winning the Champions League. So they've got it all going for them at the moment, Arsenal. They've got to keep the good times going, and they've got to claim another victory on the road here. But will they do it?
Yeah, again, similar to Liverpool, Arsenal are going for a bit of a difficult away trip here, and they need to keep this momentum going. I mean, they got 6 of the best against West Ham as well, and I mean, they looked absolutely phenomenal in that game. I won't go for 6, but I will go for 4. Arsenal 4, Burnley 0, with a double from Bukayo Saka, a goal from Martinelli, and a 4th coming through William Saliba again.
I think that victory over West Ham was really important for Arsenal, because over their last 2 years, the last season and this season, where they've been up there as one of the top sides in the league, they've never really shown an ability to properly trounce a side. And I think this victory against West Ham was their biggest win. And I think now they have to keep going from there. But I think this will be a bit more of a narrow victory, a more modest 2-0 win for the Gunners. But I will just comment saying that West Ham game is really important to show they can do that. Because they have been a little short of goals at times this season, but I think it'll only be a 2-0 win here against the Clarets. I will say a goal for Bukayo Saka and a goal for Jorginho. I reckon it'll probably be from the spot if it's a goal from Jorginho. But yeah, our next, it is Fulham versus Aston Villa. Two sides. Well, one side in Fulham who haven't really got anything going on this season. They got to the FA Cup semi-finals, but the Carabao Cup semi-finals, but they lost there. I don't really see them being dragged into any relegation fight, but they're definitely not fighting for Europe. So there is absolutely nothing going on for Fulham, and I think they'll be quite happy for it. There's no drama, no chaos. They're just plodding along, playing their game, lovely stuff. But they face a tough challenge here, an Aston Villa side who have been fairly good this season. They're in the top 4 for a lot of the campaign. They've now slipped out and they are on a bit of a bad run. So can they really stop the rot and get a victory here away at Craven Cottage, or will Fulham claim a victory?
Yeah, this is a big game for Villa because, I mean, they can't buy a win at the moment. But for me, this is probably their easiest game they've had in their last few. So,
Well, they played Chelsea. and they lost that one 3-0.
Yeah, but that was cup. I'll let them off. But yeah, this is a big game for Villa. They have to win this one. And I think they will get back on track with a 2-0 victory with a goal from Alex Moreno and a second from Ollie Watkins.
Fair enough. Up next, it is Newcastle. I didn't do my prediction. I'll go 1-0 Aston Villa, and it'll be Douglas Lewis from the penalty spot.
Fair enough.
Up next, it is Newcastle versus Bournemouth. It's been, very different seasons for both these sides. Newcastle have fell well short of expectations, while Bournemouth have far exceeded them. Newcastle, the richest team, or one of the richest teams in the Premier League, they've had a tough season, I would say. They've had a few injuries. They've not got the money or the FFP room in order to invest in a proper squad. So they're starting, and when they pick up injuries in their starting 11, they haven't really got the options to rotate them. So they have been scuppered by that somewhat, the tune. Bournemouth, on the other hand, are riding a real high. Andy Iraola's side have played some really nice football this season, and at one point they were suggested a side that could be in the relegation fight. Now it seems more likely that they'd get Europe, but I don't think either of those things will come true. They seem to be in a very similar boat to Fulham, where there's not a lot going on, but things do look on a positive side for Bournemouth, for the future, and this season's a very much one where they can build, which they can build on next season. But a test here for them away at St James's Park. What do you think they can get from the game?
Yeah, Newcastle were given a really surprisingly tough game against Forest last weekend. And I think
Nottingham Forest are incredible.
Yeah,
Chris Wood's got 8 goals this season.
And I think that kind of plays part of my prediction for me. I will go all level, a 1-1 draw, and I think it will be Bournemouth to take the lead through Dom Solanke. Then they will play some nice stuff, huff and puff to try and get a second. They won't get it. It will come back to bite them, and it will be Anthony Gordon for Newcastle to level up the game.
Fair enough. You think both these sides will pick up a point each. I think there will be a decisive goal. I'll go Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 2.
Oh.
I think I really like Bournemouth this season, and I think they'll take the lead here, and that'll be through Dominic Solanke, because who else? And then Newcastle will bring it level. Just trying to remember who's fit. I'll say Bruno Guimaraes. And then Bournemouth, late equaliser from new signing Enes Yanal, and that'll really endear himself to the Vitality Stadium faithful, which doesn't sound like it works, but I'm running with it. Up next, it's Nottingham Forest versus West Ham. These are two sides who haven't had particularly strong campaigns. West Ham, I guess, have been up there for Europe, but I think once that congestion kicks in with the Europa League knockouts, I think they're going to struggle even more. Last weekend was dismal, a 6-0 loss at home to Arsenal. It was nothing short of embarrassing. And it's really undone the good work that they've had at times this season. So that was a really poor showing from West Ham, and you've got to imagine there'll be some sort of after effect, positive or negative, be that. So we'll be interested to see what impact that has on this game. Nottingham Forest have quietly had an all-right campaign at times, but also been terrible at times. So what we see from them today, I have no idea. They could come out as a side where they've got Chris Wood being one of the most prolific goal scorers in the Premier League, or they could be the side that are teetering on the edge of relegation, as they are in the table right now, and a side that, if they are to be deducted points, would be in serious trouble of being relegated from the Premier League. So Nottingham Forest, very inconsistent. West Ham, poor last week. Both sides could do with a win here. Who do you think will get it?
Yeah, West Ham were really bad, and an away trip to a side that has a big man from New Zealand is not what you want at all. I'm going to go Nottingham Forest 3, West Ham 0, and the pressure is going to be starting to mount on David Moyes. I will go Chris Wood to open the scoring. He'll then get another one for a double. He won't quite get his hat-trick because it'll be a goal from Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Fair enough.
To top off another poor West Ham performance.
Yeah, I seem to be thinking down the same path. Nottingham Forest, they've got more to win and more to lose here. They're going to be more desperate to get a victory over the line, and I think they will. I will go 2-0 Nottingham Forest, and I will say a goal from Anthony Elanga. I think he's had a really strong campaign, and I'm also going to say a goal from Callum Hudson-Odoi. I've been very impressed with him, and his goal last weekend was a very decent strike. Up next, it is Tottenham versus Wolves. Tottenham, they're slowly getting back to their full strength side, still missing a huge presence in Son Heung-min, but other than that, they're pretty much at their full complement. They've been very good this season, Tottenham, and Wolves really shouldn't be a match for them, given their currently injury problems. So, yeah, Tottenham, they should get this. Wolves, though, they've still got a little bit of firepower, but with Hwang only just back from the Asian Cup, and I believe he's got a knock, with Cunha out until the end of the season, things really aren't looking up for a Wolves side who have outperformed expectations. A lot of people thought they'd struggle this year, especially when Julian Lopetegui was sacked on the eve of the new season happening. But Gary O'Neill's come in, done really well there. I'm not sure about the Tottenham game. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it should be a routine victory really for Tottenham. I think they'll look pretty comfortable. I'll go 3 goals. I think Richarlison will get 1. He's been absolutely brilliant. A second one from James Maddison. He needs to get back once the goals since he came back from injury. So that'll be good for him. And then I'll go for a third from Patty Mate Sarr.
Fair enough. Yeah. I can see it. I will go... Tottenham have been on the end of some really silly results. I'm going to go Tottenham 3, Wolves 2. I think it's be another one where it looks like they could throw it away and then they get another winner in after the 90th minute. That type of game seems to happen every week for Tottenham at the moment. So I will say a goal from Destiny Udogie to open the score, levelled up by Jean-Rick Bellegarde. Then Tottenham will go back in front through... I was about to say Eric Dyer, doesn't even play for them. I'll say Mickey van der Ven. And then Wolves will level again through Nelson Semedo. And then it'll be a Tottenham winner from Brennan Johnson.
What a game.
Because I'm convinced Brennan Johnson has scored a winner for Tottenham after 90 minutes in every game this season. Up next, it is the big game of the weekend. Manchester City versus Chelsea. Join us here live from 5:15. We'll be doing our live watch-along of the game. We're excited to be back covering the Premier League. It's been over a month since we've streamed a Premier League game, so I'm very excited to be back. Hopefully you guys are excited for our return. We did some Champions League games in the week. They're a little bit plagued by connection issues and various other things, but we'll be back this weekend, hopefully with a polished setup and ready to go, and hopefully Chelsea can claim a victory. Who knows? So join us there. We'll be live from 5:15. Stream page on the channel now. On to the Sunday. Sheffield United versus Brighton is our 2 o'clock kickoff. It's, this could be a very high-scoring game. Sheffield United haven't been very good this season, though they did claim a very crucial win against Luton last weekend, somewhat against the odds. As for Brighton, they've been very patchy this season, but they are still definitely the better side. Will they win, or will Sheffield United's drive to claim more points really push them on to victory here?
Yeah, it's really giving that feeling of a typical 2 o'clock gig off. Nobody's really watching it. Everyone's going out for the day. It's going to be a nice day. Everyone's going to go out and they'll come back home to laugh at Manchester United. So no one's really going to be paying much attention.
They might catch the last sort of 10 minutes.
It is such a 1-0 Sheffield United game. It's got it written all over it. Brighton will push them all the way. Will look like they'll hit the woodwork 3 times, miss a penalty, and then it'll be a Cameron Archer goal with 6 minutes to go to win Sheffield United the game. I can't explain why it's going to happen. It's just one of those feelings. You just feel like it's such a typical stupid Brighton game.
Yeah,
fair. All year.
Yeah, they haven't been the usual consistent side that we'd expect Brighton to be. I think Brighton will win, though. I just don't think Sheffield United are very good. And I will say Sheffield United 0, Brighton 3. I'm not going bold with this one. Brighton are the better side. It'll be a very simple 3-0 victory. Goals from Gross, João Pedro, and from... I was about to say Adam Webster. Not sure he really plays, so I'll go Purvis Estupinian. But yeah, Brighton win. Very comfortable. Up next, the 4:30 kickoff. Another blockbuster fixture is Luton Town versus Manchester United. I think this one's a fairly easy one to predict, but who knows? Luton Town, they have been very valiant in their efforts to avoid relegation this season, as they've now pushed themselves out of the relegation zone, and they actually look in a really good position. As Manchester United, well, despite playing like a side that should be relegated, they somehow find themselves competing for Champions League. So how that's happened, I don't know. Can they keep it going here, or will Luton at the Kenny have too much for United to compete against?
Well, I mean, as I said, this is the one everyone's going to be getting home for, going to be looking forward to, because I think we're going to be treated to a classic at the Kenny. I will go Luton Town 3, Manchester United 2.
Oh,
Yes, it's going to be a weird Sunday. So Saturday, I think we're very normal. Sunday is going to be a mental Sunday. I will go
Sunday.
Luton take the scoring through Adebayo. United to respond with Garnacho goal. Luton to then take the lead again through Gabriel Oshos from a corner. United to then level up with a Bruno Fernandes penalty. And then it'll be a winner from off the bench, Corley Woodrow.
Love it. Love it. These games where they go back and forth that we predict, they feel like top trumps. It's like lay one down, then the other one comes on.
And Corley Woodrow wins.
Corley Woodrow, because it's 100 in every stat, wins it all. But yeah, I think it's also going to be a one goal win. And it's going to be a 1-0 win for Luton Town. I think it's going to come down the left-hand side. Lovely play. Alfred Doughty puts the ball in the box. He's misjudged it, but guess who else has misjudged it? Andre Onana. He puts his hands going, oh, it's going to go over. Oh, hang on, it's dipped. Onana's fluffed it, and it's a goal. United fans will be fuming. Another one for the Onana catalogue, because he's just getting back into form. So I feel like we need a real bozo moment from Andre Onana.
Problem is, that's not really Luton, because realistically, the Doughty cross we blocked, it got for a corner, and then Doughty put the corner and then scored from that.
Or even if the Doughty cross was going to go for Onana, Adebayo would get there, back post, head it in. He is in great form, as is Alfie Doughty. Can Luton claim something? Well, we both predict they can. What do you guys think? Get involved in the comments below. But that's not where this game week ends, because we've got 3 more games. It's a double game week. We love that double game week fever. And up next, the Monday night football, Everton versus Crystal Palace. Haven't got the same glamour as the intro I've just given these midweek games. But still, Everton fighting off relegation despite a points deduction. They play a Crystal Palace side who don't have a manager. Well, may well have a manager. It depends whether Oliver Glasner can land in England in time. But Roy Hodgson has been sacked.
It's going to be very tight.
Will Palace have a new manager bounce, or will Everton claim a win against a side without a manager? What do you think?
Yeah, it's 2 sides who need a point badly. You have an Everton side who like to sit quite defensively at home, and you're going to have a Palace side who either won't have a manager, so an assistant, or it'll be a very rushed Glasner. So they're going to want to sit deep as well.
Yeah.
I'm going 0-0. I think it's going to be one of the worst Monday night footballs we've ever. Like, people will watch it, it will get to like the 60th minute, they'll go, this is so dull. But because they've watched an hour, I feel like they have to watch the last half an hour. 0-0, terrible game.
I feel like Sky will just cut it and let Carragher start analysing Liverpool again. But yeah, I think there will be some goals, because I'm not going to make this a really boring video. I will say Everton 1, Crystal Palace 2. New manager outs coming into full effect. I do think that Palace would be very good if Eze and Elise were fit. However, neither of them are fit. But I do still think they'll win. I'll say Everton will open the scoring, and it'll be a James Tarkowski header. But then Glasner, he's going to get in that dressing room. He's going to get them pumped up, and he's going to say, Joachim Anderson, head one home for me. And he's going to say, Cheikh Doucouré, if you're fit, I can't remember if you are, run through and score a goal. And both those things are going to come true, and he's going to be heralded as a hero.
Fair enough.
Up next, it is the Tuesday night game. Now, while there is Champions League action going on and we'll be live for it, there is a 7:30 kickoff. It's Manchester City versus Brentford. Of course, this is a rearranged fixture from when Manchester City were competing in the Club World Cup, out winning that. And now they have to return and play this Brentford side. Brentford, they've not been very good this season. Ivan Toney is back. I mean, again, this could depend massively. They've beaten Liverpool and City have lost massively to Chelsea, which is a really realistic scenario. Then maybe they'll take confidence into this game. So we've got to make a bit of a blind bet here. What's your instinct telling you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously these two sides played each other only 2 weeks ago. So that's pretty poor scheduling.
And Haaland scored some goals.
He did.
Will he do it again?
Maybe. These Tuesday night games, these game in hand, are make and break your season. And with Champions League going on, everyone's watching the Champions League. Get a message on your phone. Ivan Toney scored a penalty. It's 1-0 Brentford. You don't get any other messages. Next message, full time. 1-0 Brentford.
Alright, I thought maybe your notifications just weren't working.
No, that's hard to
You put do not disturb on. You didn't see it.
No, Brentford 1, Manchester City 0. Ivan Toney from the penalty spot. It is going to be the game where people look at it and go, have City thrown away the title, and then 24 hours later, Liverpool play Luton.
Well, no, that's going to happen. Manchester City are going to win 4-0. It's going to be an Erling Haaland hat-trick in the first 23 minutes. Then they'll sub him off at half-time for no good reason. And then Oscar Bob will score, just so we can all hear Richard Keys say, Oscar or Bob. And hopefully that all happens. But they're not going to lose. Next, on to the Wednesday, it is Liverpool versus Luton Town. Now, this isn't really a rearranged fixture. It's just that they can't play it next weekend, so they're playing it in this midweek. Liverpool, they are a side who have been very good this season, but they lost to Arsenal a couple of weeks ago. Could they lose here? Who knows? Luton Town, earlier in the season, managed to get a draw against Liverpool. However, that was at Kenilworth Road. Could they somehow manage to pull off the same result, or will Liverpool cruise to victory?
Yeah, as I said, again with the City game, these games make or break your season. These are the kind of games you need to be winning. And after Liverpool watching Manchester City lose on Tuesday night, I think they'll be motivated to get a win here. But it won't be easy. I'll go Liverpool 2, Luton Town 1. I think Luton Town will take the lead from a corner, and it will be Adebayo again. He's going to keep scoring goals. But Liverpool in the second half, plot will be in there like City dropped points last night. Go out there and make your mark, make a stand for this league title, and they will. And it'll be goals from Curtis Jones and Connor Bradley.
Fair enough.
Get the win across the line for Liverpool, and Bradley is going to be heralded by Anfield.
Yeah, I'm also going to go 2-0. However, I am going to go for some more rogue predictions to make this interesting. My first one is that Darwin Núñez will hit the woodwork 5 times.
Again.
Yes. My second one is that Alisson will get an assist. He'll play the ball in behind. And I think it'll be Diego Jota with the first goal.
Yeah.
And then I will say, well, I'm tempted to go for Darwin Núñez despite his 5 hits the woodwork. I will say Dominic Szoboszlai. It'll be that type of ball that's cut back to him on the edge of the area, and he just puts it top corner.
Fair enough.
Anfield go crazy, Klopp go crazy, Edwards go, oh, what a shame, and Luton Town head back on the bus to Kenilworth.
Yes.
It's not a place, it's a stadium. Anyway, that's everything for this week. When we do 12 games, we go delirious at the end, it turns out. But don't worry, we'll be back looking sharp, feeling sharp for Manchester City versus Chelsea. So join us live on Saturday evening, where we'll either be cheering that singing Don't Worry About a Thing, because everything will be all right, or we'll be crying because Erling Haaland has done an Erling Haaland type thing. Either way, it's going to be fun. Do not miss it. We'll be live as well next week for Champions League fixtures, so keep an eye out for when those are up. But yeah, in the meantime, go check out the videos from this week. If you want to keep watching, they'll be covering Harry's face right now, so click the link there and subscribe if you're new. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.